A billionaire tech CEO built the AI that controls this flight. But when the system failed mid-air, he had no phone, no control, and 200 lives in his hands. And what he did next changed aviation forever. The moment the aircraft door sealed shut, Ryan Mercer felt it. That sharp pang of panic, the kind you get when you realize you've forgotten something vital. Passport? No. Wallet? Still there. Then it hit him like a brick to the chest. His phone? Gone. No laptop. No tablet. Not even his smartwatch. Nothing. He almost leapt out of his seat. But it was too late. The door had locked. The engines rumbled to life. They were already taxiing. He forced himself to breathe. This was supposed to be a detox weekend. His therapist, Dr. Hayes, had begged him for months. Ryan, your brain never shuts off. You live online. One weekend. Try a silent weekend. No screens. He had fought her at first. He was the founder of NimbusAI, one of the most powerful artificial intelligence firms on Earth. His systems ran hospitals, banking networks, entire cities. Walking away from that, even for 48 hours, felt like abandoning a child on the freeway. But she insisted. And somehow here he was, on a red-eye flight from San Francisco to Zurich. No Wi-Fi, no devices, just a blank notebook, a pen, and 12 hours of silence ahead. He looked around. The irony was painful. Everyone else on the plane was glowing, lit up by screens, tapping away like their lives depended on it. And here he was, pretending to be present, pretending to enjoy a break from the digital world he helped build. He leaned back in his seat and closed his eyes. Then it happened. At exactly 3:14 a.m. over the Atlantic, the plane jolted. Not turbulence. A violent, unnatural lurch. People gasped. Drinks spilled. A baby started to scream. Ryan's heart began to race. His first instinct was to grab his phone. But it wasn't there. He had never felt more disconnected. Then the cabin lights flickered once, then twice. And everything changed. The captain's voice came over the intercom, and something about it was immediately wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, we're experiencing a critical systems malfunction. We are diverting to an alternate landing site. Please remain calm and seated. That was it. No confidence. No composure. Panic spread like wildfire. Passengers began pulling out phones, trying to call loved ones, check maps, Google anything. Some sobbed. Others shouted. The air turned electric with fear. Ryan sat perfectly still, not out of calm, but because he was frozen. He knew exactly what system should have been preventing this. SkySafe. His system, a cutting-edge AI flight assistant installed on select commercial routes. It monitored thousands of in-flight metrics in real time, communicated with ground control, and rerouted flight paths automatically in case of emergencies. SkySafe was the crown jewel of NimbusAI's aviation division. This plane had it. He was sure of it. So why was this happening? His fingers twitched, desperate for a screen. He wanted to access the logs, the diagnostics, anything. But with no phone, no Wi-Fi, and no cockpit access, he was just another powerless passenger. That's when the woman next to him turned. She looked calm on the outside, but her knuckles were white against the armrest. "Why do you look so scared?" she asked. Ryan hesitated. Should he lie? Pretend he was just nervous like everyone else? Instead, he whispered, "Because I built the system that's supposed to stop this from happening." Her eyes widened in horror. The cabin shook again, harder this time. Oxygen masks dropped. Luggage compartments burst open. People screamed. Some tried to pray, others to call loved ones. But the Wi-Fi had gone out moments earlier. They were truly alone. Flight attendants tried to calm the chaos, but even they looked shaken. One was crying silently near the galley. Ryan gripped his seat. His mind raced through SkySafe's fail-safe mechanisms. The AI was supposed to handle power fluctuations. It had redundant backups for every subsystem: navigation, pressure, hydraulics. If any system failed, SkySafe rerouted energy and informed pilots. So why wasn't it doing that now? Then he remembered the email. 3 days ago, his lead engineer flagged a critical bug, a rare but serious glitch. If a pilot triggered a manual override mid-flight, SkySafe might misinterpret control signals and freeze the system instead of assisting. A patch was in development, but had it gone live? His stomach sank. He couldn't remember. He couldn't check. The woman beside him leaned in, her voice trembling now. "Aren't you the CEO? Don't you have override codes or something? Can't you stop this?" Ryan shook his head. We built SkySafe to be self-governing. If the AI detects tampering, it locks out manual input to prevent sabotage or error. You mean, there's no way to take control back? There is, he said, but it has to be done from the cockpit. And even then, it's dangerous. She stared at him. So what do we do now? Ryan closed his eyes, the irony stabbing him deep. I've always had control. I've never had to trust the system before. Suddenly, a flight attendant burst into their row. Mr. Mercer? She asked. The captain needs you in the cockpit. Now. Ryan bolted from his seat, pushing past passengers who now looked to him like he was some kind of messiah. The cockpit was chaos. Red lights flashed on every console. Alarms beeped. The pilot, a man in his 50s with military-grade calm, was sweating bullets. You're Mercer? The SkySafe guy. Yes. The pilot pointed to the frozen control display. We can't descend. Your system's frozen the flaps. If we override it, we could stall the plane. Ryan studied the dashboard. The software was caught in a feedback loop, receiving real-time sensor data but rejecting manual inputs due to the override protection protocol. Classic case of the bug. This was it. The moment. Ryan had two options. Let SkySafe try to fix itself, hoping it would regain functionality before impact. Override the system, disabling it completely. No auto-stabilization. No predictive pathfinding. Just a pilot, raw instincts, and old-school flying. He looked out the windshield. Lightning cracked across the sky. The storm was closing in. Ryan turned to the pilot. Override the system. You sure? Trust your instincts. Not the AI. The pilot hesitated, then flipped the red switch. Everything went silent for a beat. Then the control panel re-engaged. Flaps responded. The plane leveled out. Altitude stabilized. Ryan and the pilot both exhaled. They weren't safe yet, but they were back in control. They landed in Reykjavik, Iceland, just before sunrise. Emergency crews were waiting. The passengers were shaken but alive. And Ryan? He was changed. The story exploded across the globe. Tech CEO saves flight after AI glitch. NimbusAI under fire after mid-flight crisis. SkySafe grounded pending review. But Ryan didn't care about the media frenzy. What haunted him wasn't the glitch. It was what it exposed. That he had built a world so obsessed with automation, it had forgotten how to be human. He always believed in perfection. In systems. In code. But in the end, it wasn't AI that saved those people. It was a person. A decision. A risk. A gut instinct. When Ryan finally got his phone back, it exploded with calls and messages. Investors wanted answers. The board demanded explanations. The public wanted a villain. But Ryan didn't respond to any of them. He sent just one message to his lead engineer. Next update? Add one thing, a human escape hatch. Then he put the phone down. And for the first time in years, he felt alive.